sharp girl. She's funny. She immediately picked up on the fact that Bill's full of shit and I'm a dick. So she got that. But other than that, food was nice. Yeah, it hasn't been really great.
No. Accommodation-wise,
we're on an upward twinge.
The Peabody is a
welcome.
Is a nice
reprieve.
Is a nice change from some of the other places.
Yeah, last night's hotel was okay. It was fine.
It was fine.
Actually, it was better than fine because we got there. We'd been in the hotel room for maybe 10 minutes. Knock at the door. Maintenance guy says, "Your TV doesn't work." Really?
We hadn't even turned it on.
We haven't checked it. He said it doesn't. He said all this. There's 5 or 6. They're all out. I'm here to check it. I need to check it. He goes and checks it. Turns out it's not working.
And apparently it was the last one.
Last one that wasn't working. He was there to double check, make sure it was going to work. It wasn't working.
Yeah.
He asked. He says, I'm sorry. Is this a big deal to you? And I said, absolutely not. We're not going to turn the TV on. We don't care. And he kept kind of pressing it. This is a big deal to him. He wanted the TV to work.
Well, imagine a lot of the folks. Probably the TV is very important.
People like the TV. They like to watch the news or their programs, their soaps or whatever they want. We don't watch it. So didn't really care. And to the point where he actually said, I'm sorry. Tell you what, can I get you a drink from the bar?
Yeah.
A couple of beers would be great. Well, what do you want? What do you have? He said, I'll call you. So he goes down to the bar. He calls. Bill answers. Rattles off all the beers. Bill makes a request.
Fat Tire.
Fat Tire.
New Belgium?
Yeah, New Belgium Fat Tire. So, 3 minutes later, knock, knock, knock. There's the guy standing there. He's got 2 beers in his hand. Apologizes again about the television.
Yeah.
Off he goes.
There's a good chance we never would have noticed.
Yeah. Almost 100% chance we never would have noticed.
Yeah.
Unlike the previous hotel, which was so horrible that when we left the fridge open, the microwave running, the coffee maker on, and
I created some faux dookie on the toilet seat with a chocolate donut, this kind of thing. Just to get those ladies talking.
Yeah, he did that after I left. So anyway, so Little Rock to here,
Memphis.
Is that what Little Rock was this morning for that?
Yeah.
Oh man, we met a lot of really beautiful people in Arkansas, but I was glad to be gone.
Yeah.
So now we're in Tennessee, Memphis. We made it to the venue there. Another big venue.
Memphis International Speedway.
Yeah, huge venue. Directions weren't terribly good. Another lesson learned, by the way. I did not accurately double check the Hot Rod Power Tour given route today.
And
it sucked.
And actually, when we got there, when you and I were split up for a while, I overheard an older gentleman talking on a cell phone.
Yeah.
Basically, the gist of it was, they sent us 40 fucking miles out of the way to get here. And that's exactly what they did.
And to a point, it's okay, because here's a typical route. I'll draw it for the people. Texarkana, Little Rock is really about like that. And there's actually an interstate highway that'll take you there in 2 hours.
40.
And so our route was this, basically, which is fine, which is great, because it's
you get to go through the little town.
2-lane roads, beautiful. Well, what they did was they sent us this way, and then like this and that. And this little bullshit piece here, don't do that. So we know that now.
So from now on, he'll be mapping out the suggested route.
I need to navigate the last piece.
Because by that time in the day,
you don't want that shit.
It's
at
enough.
1:30.
Yeah.
You're hot. You've been in the car for 4 hours.
Yeah.
You've already doubled the trip length. So, But anyway, we got there. It was a nice venue.
Neat
huge.
venue, and that venue is actually pretty well organized because there were people.
Lots of signs.
There were people like kind
flaggers
of telling you where to go,
and they can look at your car and they see your decals, so they know that you're a participant. So they just flag you in the right lot. But just huge, and we originally tried to park in one spot under a tree, which made sense.
Yeah,
until
but
we realized it was in the mud, and so I backed it back out and got us out of the mud.
We were going to sink.
We just sunk to the
We only have this much clearance.
So pulled it out of there, and then we actually spent the bulk of the day with Bill doing a couple of quarter-mile runs.
Yeah.
Which was fun.
Did a couple quarter-mile runs.
Probably more fun for him than it was for me because I was just standing in the fucking heat. But
yeah, it was hot.
It was fun to watch.
It was fun.
And the people do like the Duster.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Were people digging on the Duster during the run?
And I think you would have gotten even more Duster love if you'd been matched up against a late model car of any kind. They love the late model versus muscle.
My first race was against a very cool red, I think it was a 32 Ford street run
Yeah.
with orange and yellow flames. So
And
that's
so-
kind of a tough call.
And so both of them were just, and I'll tell you what, you both ran sort of mid to upper 13s, and
Yeah.
so it was kind of boring. Not
Yeah.
boring, but no big wow thing.
Yeah.
So they love it when the old car beats the new car.
The only wow in the first run was that the 32 Ford got the whole shot,
Yeah.
got the jump,
Yeah.
but I think I had the horsepower.
Yeah, you-
and halfway,
yeah.
at the halfway
Yeah, you
point,
went
we
by.
were probably even, and I won it going away.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and I enjoyed watching it, and the people, they liked it. You didn't get the big cheer, like the only time you get a cheer is if there's, like a photo finish, like a really close finish, or when the underdog kind of wins.
Like when a Gremlin X, I don't remember what it beat,
Yeah.
but it beat something new, and the crowd went nuts.
People love that shit.
Because it was sort of it wasn't a bad looking car, but it was no show car. It was, and it won going away.
The people like it. The people like it. So
My second run, we decided to remove the cooler and all the
Suitcases.
baggage, all the suitcases out of the back of the car.
photography equipment, all that shit.
Photo equipment, everything out. So the car was
beer,
lighter. Technically, it was lighter. And I lost focus at the tree because I got up and staged
Panicked and wet himself.
just a little. The Z06 staged first. I staged, and I was looking at the tree, and I lost focus for one fucking
Turn around
second.
for 1 freaking second. Turned into a pillar of salt.
Yeah, I did, and it was all because the guy red lighted.
Yeah.
And so I was looking at the tree, and all of a
They
sudden he
always
red
say
lighted.
You can't. You gotta watch your own lane.
I didn't mean to look.
You're
at
only
his
racing
lane.
yourself, Bill. You're only racing yourself.
I still beat him on the ET.
You did. You
I had a
dropped him on
better.
the ET.
I had a better ET.
Yeah.
I think he had a better trap speed by like a 1 mile an hour.
The aerodynamics.
Right. So I'm pretty sure I can beat a stock first gen Z06 in a quarter mile if I got my shit together.
Yeah. And you could. Yeah. We'll have to look at the 0 to 62. You could probably take him in the 8.
So anyway, it was a lot of fun.
It was
And,
good. It was
Drag
fun to
racing
watch.
is fun.
Fun to watch. Fun to watch. So we finished up there. Both got our little stamps to make sure we get our swag at the end.
Oh, yeah.
We get our
Long
I
hauler.
think by swag, I mean you get crowns and a medallion.
Well, you'll get a tiara.
Yeah. Anyway, so one of the things, by the way, that in the past week that's happened was, well, we've got video of it, so we'll share it later. So I'm going to go through my notes here and give you the last of the things that I'll make sure we cover is the Glenwood Mafia. There's apparently some sort of dominant force in Glenwood, Arkansas. So if you go there, watch out for the Glenwood Mafia.
Yeah. Don't bother Googling it.
Don't.
It's hush hush.
That shit is so under the radar. It's not on there.
I mean, I almost think it's like Stonecutter.
Could be. Yeah. I did see Steve Gutenberg when we were in Glenwood, so could be explained that. So one of the things I've noted is that this is one of those things, and Bill touched on this earlier, is that being an American is cool, being in America is cool, being in cars like this is cool. Part of it is every town we've been through, the cops are out there, right? And they're generally either directing traffic, or they got firemen, or cops, blowing you through intersections, whatever. They're never at the four-way stops where there are people gathered, or at the turns where they know that people are going to be pulling out and just laying on it. Because I tell you, every time there's a stop like that, you stop. That means that there's a four-way stop. You have to stop. The car in front of you stops. They go. You stop.
Boom.
They're gone. What do you do when you go? You nail it. Of course
And
you
there
take
are
off.
locals.
Yeah.
There are locals with coolers and chairs
and they're
and
sitting there
children.
watching it, and there are no cops anywhere.
Yeah. So exhibition of acceleration, A-okay.
And to the point, Bill had his video he shared the other day of the place where we actually came out of a small town and traffic's all backed up because of one of those things. And there's a big group of people, probably 25 or 35 people out there.
At least.
In front of somebody's house. I don't know if it was a group of families or friends or what it was. And they're out there and they had a sign, the girls out there with
The teenage
signs,
girls were holding the signs.
burn your tires. And I'll tell you what, everybody stopped.
Yeah.
And that road was just black.
Yeah.
And we were early in that stop, so I'll tell you, by the end of the day, it must have been hilarious.
It probably looked like a drag strip.
Yeah. So today, actually, I noticed one place we went through, the family was out in the yard, and they were just setting up their little canopy.
And it was a big...
So we were obviously pretty early in that thing. But yeah, again, you got to think, by this time in the tour, there are 2,000 or so cars. So if you're on the tour, and on the route, and you can watch the cars go by, you got 2,000 cars that have to go by in the course of 4 hours, 5 hours.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool thing. It's pretty neat.
Usually you go to a car show, and the cars just sit there under the fluorescent lights or under the sun. Yeah.
But in this case, you're right. You can sit in the shade.
And this shit just flies by.
And we've seen a number of really cool people sitting out there. The two old ladies on the bench.
Yeah.
Sitting out there in the sun. And there's I don't know what the bench is even there for. Why the hell is that bench even there? It was
there for the power tour.
And we were going by at roughly walking speed. This little town.
Yeah.
And I turned and took a picture of them. They were taking pictures. I stopped and talked to them. Just lovely people. Mm-hmm. They like it. Mm-hmm. They like the power tour. So we've made it all the way to Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphis, Tennessee. I think tomorrow we're heading to Birmingham.
Birmingham, yeah.
Alabama.
Yeah, Birmingham, the venue, again, huge and cool.
I don't remember what the venue is.
Here?
Oh, I thought I was Birmingham. No, the Birmingham.
Memphis, where we are now.
The Memphis venue is awesome.
Birmingham, from what I've seen, is supposed to be very, very large.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to have a lot of cars again then, because the farther you go, the more cars during the tour like we did last year. Mm-hmm. So by the time we get to Charlotte, it'll be... Charlotte's a big hot rod kind of.
Yeah, a lot of car people, but the home of the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
And it's a Saturday, so Friday, Saturday, so I think we're going to get a lot of cars there.
Last year in Arlington, which was the last stop, it was a sea of cars. I mean, it was at least 3,000 cars.
Yep. To quote a good friend of mine, it was redonkulous.
It was.
And to give as a parting shot for me, as we begin to wrap up here, to give perspective on the size of this thing. In the first couple of days, we met a couple of folks that we'd seen before. So one guy we'd seen before, I saw his car.
The Fairmont?
The Camaro from last year, the sort of bronzy Camaro.
Oh, the gold Camaro, yeah.
The gold Camaro that inspired Bill to build the Duster. Saw him the first day. 2 days ago, we met a young gentleman in a hotel who had a really cool Fairmont, a 4-eyed Fairmont.
Like a 78, 77, something.
79, 80 had to been, but anyway.
Okay.
Really, really cool kid.
Young guy.
Touring with his granddad. Haven't seen him since. Right? And we see cars all day long.
Yeah.
Right? We're stopped at the venue. You walk by cars. We haven't seen the first guy. Because we actually wanted to talk to him and tell him.
This is partly his responsibility.
We built this car because of what you did. No, nothing.
Haven't seen
him. That's a lot of cars.
Yeah.
A lot.
But we did see the kid with the Fairmont today, so just in passing. He came by us, and he gave us a wave, and we saw his grandpa, and he was grinning, and it was very nice. It was actually kind of a very nice story because it's like an 18-year-old kid. It looks like to me with his grandpa doing this thing.
And I was concerned at first when he was talking to us about his grandpa, because I figured that he was actually his own grandpa, and it was some sort of mental.
Yeah, I think you're being judgmental there.
I'm not being judgmental. I'm just observing that sometimes people are crazy, and I thought maybe he was crazy.
Oh, okay.
He thought his own grandpa was with him, but it turns out he was his own grandpa.
Yeah, I saw him.
Okay,
there was a grandpa in that car,
right.
And he was grinning.
A physical manifestation.
It could have been a mannequin, but
Speaking of grinning, the old dude at the air conditioning shop.
With the ear?
No. The guy with the hot rod.
Oh, right.
Old dude.
Mellow guy.
Totally mellow. Reminded me actually of my dad's dad. Partially because he was thin-lipped, and canes are thin-lipped. It's true.
Plus the mustache.
Yeah, exactly. I've got to kind of cover it up. But a very cool dude. And I'm sure Bill's the same way. It would have been cool to be able to do this thing with.
With an old man.
Yeah.
With dad
Yeah.
or grandpa.
Yeah. Instead, I have to do it with Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's older than me, but he's not very cool. So,
No.
so look, we've got ducks on our things. Ducks.
In closing,
Bill says,
the legend of the ducks. How did the tradition of the ducks in the Peabody Fountain begin?
how did we?
Back in the 1930s, Frank Shute, general manager of the Peabody.
Frank Shute, was he a retard?
No. That was a Civil War.
Oh, right. My mistake.
But he was the general manager of the Peabody.
Okay.
And a friend of his, Chip Barwick, returned from
That guy was a retard.
No, he was actually full capacity. Yeah.
Okay.
Returned from a weekend hunting trip to Arkansas.
Arkansas, full of retard.
Yeah, I don't think you come back from Arkansas fully. Sorry. The men had a little too much Tennessee sipping whiskey, which was hard to imagine, and thought it would be funny to place some of their live decoy ducks in the beautiful Peabody Fountain. Turns out back then you could use live decoys when you're hunting. These 3 small English call ducks were selected as guinea pigs. English call ducks were selected as.
ducks.
I'm just reading the fucking napkin.
It's not a real kind of duck.
These small English call ducks were selected as guinea pigs, and the reaction was nothing short of enthusiastic. See, I think I would have used a different word than enthusiastic. I would have gone something more spellbinding, maybe. Thus began a Peabody tradition, which was to become internationally famous.
A spellbinding Peabody tradition.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, live from the Peabody Hotel in Memphis, Tennessee, I'm Jim.
I'm Bill.
So long.